Hey guys, I want to go over your line of symmetry notes that we did in class. Before I do that though, I want to go back and refresh our memories on how you write the equation of a line given a point and a slope. So I know we're all familiar with this guy, y is equal to mx plus b. So I'll solve it this way first. This is my x, this is my y, and my slope, that's going to be my m. So I'm going to replace all of these values. Instead of my y, it's going to be 5, and that's equal to my m, which is negative 1/3. My x is negative 3, all of this plus b. So negative 1/3 times negative 3 is going to give me a positive 1 plus b, and that's equal to 5. Subtracting 1 from both sides, so I get b is equal to 4, and that's what I need. So I'm going to have my y-intercept, and I'm going to have my slope. So together, I'm going to get y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 4. I also want to show you the point slope formula, just in case. Algebra 2 uses this guy a lot. So a point slope formula is going to be y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. We're going to replace the y1, the m, and the x1 here. Just a different way to do this problem. So I'm going to get y minus, and my y1 here is going to be 5. That's equal to m, which is negative 1/3. And x minus my x1 here is a negative 3. So I have a double negative here, becomes positive. I'm going to get y minus 5 is equal to, when I distribute, negative 1/3 times x is going to be negative 1/3 x. Negative 1/3 times 3 times a positive 3 is going to be a negative 1, because the 3's will be able to cancel with one another. So now I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And I get y is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 4, which is the exact same thing that we got from our other equation. It's just however you want to do this, with point slope form or slope intercept form. So again, whatever method you want to use, you can go ahead and use that point slope or slope intercept. Second one, this one is asking us to write the equation of a line that's perpendicular to this line right here. Well, perpendicular, I have to have opposite reciprocal slopes. The slope for this guy is 3/4. So the slope that I want to use is going to be opposite reciprocal of that, which means I'm going to flip my fraction, and I'm also going to make it a negative because it's positive. So that's my slope, and I want to use the 0.30. I'm going to use my point and slope form. So I'm going to have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And y minus y1, that's 0, is equal to m, which is negative 4/3. X minus, and my x1 here is going to be 3. So y minus 0 is just y, and that's going to be equal to, when I multiply here, I'm going to get negative 4/3 x. And then negative 4/3 times a negative 3, well, the 3's cancel. And I'm going to get a positive 4. All right, so next problem is when they're not giving me the slope, and I'm going to have to figure out what the slope is off of my 2 points. So your slope formula, if we remember this, it's your change in y's over your change in x's. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So here's my x1, y1, and x2, y2. So the slope of this guy is going to be 4 minus negative 4 over 0 minus 5. So double negative becomes positive, and I'm going to get 8 over negative 5. So there's my slope that I want to use, and then I'm going to pick, it doesn't matter which guy, I'm going to pick this guy right here as my point. So I want a point and my slope that's going through these two lines. So I'm going to do y is equal to mx plus b. I'm just going to switch back and do my slope intercept form, but again, you can use point slope if you want. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, whatever one you want to use. So I'm going to get my y is 4, that's equal to my m, which is negative 8/5, times my x, which is 0, all of this plus b. So 0 times negative 8/5 just goes away, so I get b is equal to 4. So now I'm going to use my slope and my y-intercept to write the equation of my line. Y is equal to negative 8/5 x plus 4. So all of this is things that you have learned before, the slope, perpendicular, and equation of a line. So now we're going to put it all together. My question here is asking to find the line of symmetry between these 2 points. So this first point up here is 1, 3. And this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is -5, -3. So I want to know what is the line of symmetry, meaning if I were to draw a line down here somewhere, I don't know where it's at exactly, but it's similar right here. If I were to fold over this line, that my 2 points would match up on top of one another. Okay. First thing I have to know is what is the slope that I want to use. So my slope is going to be perpendicular to the slope that's given between these 2 points here. So first, let me find the slope of those 2 points. So my points are 1, 3, and -5, -3. So my change in y's, I'm going to do -3 minus 3 over -5 minus 1. So I get -6 over -6, which means my line here has a slope of 1. But I want to use the opposite reciprocal. So the opposite reciprocal for my slope is going to be -1. Okay, now that I have that, I also need to know a point that is on my line. So I can look at some point right here. I don't know exactly where that's at, but I know that this point is going to have the same distance away from this guy that it does from this guy. So he is right in the middle. If you know your midpoint formula, great. Otherwise, we're going to take the average of our 2 coordinates here. So I'm going to take the average to figure out what that point is. I'm going to average the x's, which means I'm going to do 1 plus -5 divided by 2. So this is the average of the x's. And then I'm going to average the y's. 3 plus -3 over 2, which is going to give me -4 over 2 and 0 over 2. So I'm going to get -2, 0. All right, so from here, I'm going to use this point, because this is my point right here at -2, 0. And my slope. So using both of these, I'm going to use my equation y is equal to mx plus b. My y is going to be 0. That's equal to my m, which is -1, times my x, which is -2. All of this plus b to figure out what my b is here. So -2 times -1 is going to be a +2. And then subtracting 2 from both sides, I get b is equal to -2. So this is what I need, my y-intercept along with my slope. And together, I'm going to get the equation of y is equal to -x minus 2.